This story is from DNA. Title name: One Floor Elevator. There is nothing particularly interesting about the house next door. The elderly couple built the house and just settled in the next 60 years of their life. 3 kids were born, 3 kids grew into adulthood, and 3 kids moved out into the world. Yet the old couple stayed in the modest 1-story, 4-bedroom house. But even if there's nothing at all strange about the house next door, it felt rather strange for me when I heard about the old couple passing away. They had been there since before I was born. It felt like they were always there. This made me start thinking about how my own parents were getting on in years. Maybe this was the right time to take the next step in life and become a homeowner. It would give me a chance to live right across from my parents, which would be nice to have them close by for when the baby was born. After talking it over with Jenny, we decided to reach out to the retailer to take a look at the house at the weekend. The retailer was dressed in a sharp blue suit.
Good morning. You must be Jason and Jenny Hall.
Yep, that's us.
Well, before we get started, I would feel terrible if I didn't warn you beforehand.
Warn us about what?
Warn you about the fact that this house is perfect for you and your growing family. And after you see it, well, you won't be able to help making an offer on it.
Damn you. You had me going for a moment. Lead the way. And if it is as perfect as you think, then I would like to make an offer.
Oh, we aren't going to just cram ourselves in there. We have to take it slow and really let it sink in.
He gestured us to follow him around the backyard, where we sat down on the patio.
Every house has a story, and if all goes well, your family will be writing the next chapter. This house was built 1947, paid for by good old Uncle Sam to help out a brave soldier that fought the Nazis. And that good man didn't just sit back and leave well enough alone. He worked hard to make sure that this house was always up to date with modern luxuries and safety restrictions as the years went forward. Hell, this house was kept so pristine in the inside while still keeping that old school charm on the outside that if I didn't know any better, I would have said it was built within the last 5 years. So, when you go inside, I want you to really look around, and especially for old plumbing and wiring. I will personally take a cut to my commission if you can find a damn thing that looks out of date.
I never had been inside this house before, so it was exciting to finally be let inside. We entered into the kitchen through a sliding glass door. Everything felt polished and new, from the tile work down to the modern flat stove and oven combination. The rooms had been repainted to a rather bland off white color, but that could be easily changed later. Everything seemed perfect for my growing family. As we went into the living room, my wife gave a gasp of surprise.
Is that an elevator?
I looked over her shoulder to see 2 metal slide frames into the wall.
Oh, you didn't know about the elevator? Well, come over and check this out.
He slowly reached out and pressed the round call button. It glowed yellow for a moment, then went back to gray. I found myself holding my breath as I waited.
Just kidding. There's no basement or second floor. This here is just a decoration that was built into the wall. But it definitely will make a fun conversation piece when you bring over guests. Well, that concludes the tour. So, what do you say, Jenny? Are you ready to sign the paperwork and start putting down roots?
My wife turned to me with a look in her eyes that said she definitely was ready.
What do you think, hon? Is this our house?
Ooh, definitely. The next few weeks flew by in a blur of paperwork and boxes. After moving everything and setting up for our first night, I decided to stay up and watching a show in the living room to wind down. Jenny was due any day now. We had a doctor's appointment at 11, so she just opted to just go to bed. A sound came from behind the couch. I turn around and see the metallic doors sliding open. Bright light flowed out, blending me for a moment. Then I could see it. It's an elevator. That's it, just a normal elevator. Why is this here? I pulled the couch away from the wall and hesitantly reached my arm out, halfway expecting to feel the cold touch of metal that would prove that I was just seeing things. But my arm just kept going inside and feeling nothing. I cautiously walked inside, looking around to see that the only thing out of place, besides the whole damn elevator, is that the panel to choose your floor only had one button with F1 next to it. My heart started to pound in my chest. It felt like a trap. I know I shouldn't push that button, but my monkey brain keeps telling me to push it. Push it! I pushed the button. The doors slid closed. And the speaker overhead started to play sound.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Are you a nut? If so, then this next song will be horrifying to you. Because up next is a soft rendition of The Nutcracker.
The music was pleasantly gentle, and I found myself becoming more and more relaxed. I lost track of time as I simply let the music drift me away.
So, did you end up cracking? Well, this is DJ Batos here to remind you that we are all just so very cracked around here. And if you're not, then this...
The words were cut off mid-sentence as the doors opened out to a dark room. I squinted my eyes to try and make out what was in the room. It was my living room. I stepped out of the elevator. The doors slid closed behind me. I feel numb. Nothing makes sense. Not knowing what else to do, I head into my room and lay down next to my wife and wrapped my arms around her slender form, pulling her tightly against me.
What's wrong?
Nothing, hon. I think I just had a bad dream. Just go back to sleep, please. The next morning, I woke up to an empty bed. I could faintly hear a distant sound coming from the living room. I slowly walked through a pale yellow hallway, reminding me that I need to pick up paint to cover the sickly yellow paint all over the walls. Peeking around the corner, I could see Jenny was in the center of the room, dripping with sweat as her muscles tense and strained to hold her position. I just found myself watching and enjoying the sight of her thin, tight body, clothed in skin-tight leggings and sports bra, leaving her strong, flat abdomen open in the air. As she moved to the next yoga position, Her eyes dripped over to me.
God, you're creepy. How long have you been watching me?
Not as long as I would have liked. I moved into the room, grabbing a hold of her to take a long, deep kiss. As we parted, I glimpsed the elevator doors, and last night came flooding back. Rushing over, I pulled the couch out of the way and pressed the call button.
Jason, what the hell are you doing?
It opened last night. It opened. The room, the music, Batos, it did something. Something's not right. I just can't remember. The call button turned gray. Doors remained closed. And I turned to look at my wife. So, this is what it looks like when people look at you. Like you're going crazy.
Okay, just calm down and tell me what's going on.
We went into the kitchen, and I told her all about my dream last night. We both had a good laugh at how ridiculous I was being over a dream. After breakfast, I got myself back to work unpacking. I lost myself in the task, till my watch buzzed to a notification. I called out to Jenny in the next room. Hey, hon, are you ready? We should leave soon, so we could be there on time.
On time for what?
You know, the doctor's appointment for the baby.
Jason, we talked about this, and I thought we both decided it would be best to wait before trying for a kid.
A sense of vertigo hit me as I vaguely recall us talking about how we should keep working to pay down the house quicker before we start having kids. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. The sound shot through me, sending my heart racing again. Moving up to the living elevator, I slowly walk around the corner. The elevator was open, and I could see Jenny was inside of it as the door closed. I ran up to it, fist slamming against it, then frantically pressing the call button. Jenny! Jenny! No one called back to me, and the damn doors stayed closed. I rushed into the back of the room, tearing into the boxes, searching for tools to break down the door, running back into the living room, just hoping to get there before it closed. I turned the corner and nearly ran head first into Jenny.
Wow, where is the fire?
Jenny, are you okay?
I am as okay as I can be with my husband running around like a maniac while I wait for our son to decide to come out.
Anyways, like I said, there is nothing particularly interesting about the house next door. But if you are interested, then this might just be the right fit for your next home. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you enjoy this, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. And I want to give a huge shout out to The Panic Within and Nova Nocturn. You both did fantastic. Great job. And that's the end of the video.
Good night, farewell, and remember, don't get lost in the dark.